Welcome to the Yes Show, Young, Entertaining, and Saved. I'm your host, LaCora Stevens. Today we have a great show for you with our first guest of the day, actor-poet Van Brown. Top 10 things that make you say yes. And music video of the day, JR, It's Okay. The Yes Show begins right now. Now, in the world of Christianity, there are so many things that simply make you stop in your track, take a step back, and make you want to shout, yes! And since my segment co-host left me to vacation in the ATL in the Sunshine State of Florida, hey Robs, we are going to count down the top 10 things that make you say yes. Starting at number 10. Number 10, Yes Lord Radio. It's awesome. It's produced out in Tennessee, and they have great music for you. Number 9, It's Okay to Wait. Now, this is by the author Alonda Thomas. What makes this so awesome is because it's a resource for parents as well as teenagers to talk about the talk, the birds and the bees. You know, sometimes parents don't like to have that conversation. So this is a must because It's Okay to Wait. It kind of gets all of that nervousness, that awkwardness out the way for parents and teenagers. So make sure you go ahead and get that. Now, number 8, I'm a Lady. I'm a Lady. And I know you guys like my dress, right? Forever 21. On the bottom of their trademark yellow bags, they have a wonderful quote. They asked the spokesperson, well, why on earth do they put this biblical quotation on the bottom of this bag? The spokesperson said it's a demonstration of the owner's faith, Christian faith. So you got to love that. Number 7, I love earrings. I make earrings. And they are going into this little fad of the cross and everything like that. And so you have to represent the cross, right? So these cute cut out cross earrings for Forever 21 are awesome. I didn't even know that they were so inexpensive, Forever 21. I just hadn't really been there, and I had to go, and I picked up this dress. I saw these cute earrings. They're awesome. Only $4.80. $4.80. I'm sorry, $4.80. Make sure you guys go cop that. Now, number 6, Devon Franklin and Megan Good's marriage. Beautiful young couple. Beautiful. She seems so happy. And in case you don't know, he's a producer, she's an actress, but they got married, and they stated that they actually waited until they got married to do the do. You know, they saved themselves for marriage. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now, number 5, speaking of waiting for marriage, a P4CM poet, and in case you don't know what P4CM, that's Passion for Christ Movement. They're a young adult ministry, even though they cater to everyone, but it's predominantly young adults. They have a poet called Janet or Jeanette. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but she performed a poem, I'll Wait for You. If you have not seen this poem, I encourage you to YouTube it. Look her up. I'll Wait for You. Passion for Christ Movement. She uses humor. She uses metaphors, similes, hyperboles, everything to tantalize the mind and make you say yes. Now, number 4, Rock Boy Fresh. Let me just say, I bought their CD about 2 weeks ago. I have been playing their CD in my car assiduously. I can't get enough of Rock Boy Fresh. My favorite song on there is Ode to Thee. Let me sing a little something for y'all in case y'all don't know. This is my ode to thee, my ode to thee. Now that didn't sound so good, but that's all right. That's all right, okay? Because it's not about how you sound, but it's about why you're singing. And it is for God. Now, number 3, the ARC, A-R-C. Artist Resource Center. This is owned by one church in North Hollywood. It is awesome because the pastor Torrey Roberts, I believe is his last name, but he is a firm believer in honing your talent. And, you know, making sure that you are on the right path of utilizing your talent to serve God. So he has this resource center where you basically use everything for free: computer, editing bay, rooms, discussions, everything. I mean, of course, they have other things available for you at a cost, but most of their things, workshops, free. Number 2, love this man. I'm not sure if you heard of him, but if you have not, make sure you find out who he is. Dave Ramsey. Christian man, millionaire, failed millionaire, started again because he learned from his mistakes. And he said, in order for you to have financial peace, you need to acquire it through the King of Peace. Crazy, right? His book, The Total Money Makeover, it is awesome. It will get you out of debt. Because a lot of times, you know, I don't want you to spend all of your money at Forever 21, you know, or buying a bunch of books, but make sure that you buy this book because it will get you out of debt and it will make sure that you are financially stable for your family and for the generations to come. Now, number 1, drum roll. The Yes Show. Yes, that's right. Number 1 is the Yes Show on YouTube, on Twitter. You guys have to make sure you go there and you subscribe, okay? Or you go to Twitter and you follow us, okay? So youtube.com/The Yes Show TV. All right, you guys. Now, if you have anything that you want to add to the Yes Show or anything like that, email, comment, YouTube me, and I'll make sure that it goes in our next top 10 things that make you say yes. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Mrs. Johnson, good to see you again. This is Mike. You can trust him. He looks just like you.
I'll be sucking up to you in order to make you sign the loan.
So, here are your low monthly payments and interest rate as we promised. Here's where they triple. The rest of this is really just here so that we get your house when you can't pay us back.
Such a lovely house.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Welcome back to the Yes Show. Today we have the creative and talented Van Brown, founder of Celebration of Love. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very good, and yourself?
I'm good. Now, in case people out there hear an accent and you want to just try to let them know, well, this accent comes from where?
From the Bahamas.
From the Bahamas.
Yes.
So what brought you all the way out here?
To pursue a career in acting.
All right.
Well, that's what I thought, but it transitioned into a lot of different things.
Like poetry and...
Poetry, purpose, discovering what purpose is.
When you say discovering what purpose is, can you talk to us about that? What do you mean?
Yeah, because when I left the Bahamas, I thought that I was coming here to pursue a career in acting. Mm-hmm. But during the time here, I developed a more deeper faith, which led me to seek the reasons why I exist. And knowing that purpose is the reason, then I had to seek out what is my purpose. Mm-hmm. And so my purpose, I know for sure, is to share God's love through poetry, through acting, and through my nonprofit.
Yes, and we're going to talk about some of your acting, your poetry, and your nonprofit Celebration of Love.
Yes.
Let's actually talk about Celebration of Love first.
Okay.
You're such a nice, kind spirit, Van.
Well, thank you.
You're just love, even in your work of poetry, love, your work on the big screen, love. What made you develop this concept, this nonprofit of Celebration of Love?
Well, like I said, I'm from the Bahamas. I've been living here for about 13 years, and I grew up in a rough and tough neighborhood of the Bahamas. I know that's hard to...
Yes, it is, man. Rough and tough.
But every country has its it's area where it's underdeveloped. And so I grew up in one of those areas, and every time I would go back home, I would see the same negative images, the alcoholics, the drug addicts, the drug dealers. And I would see my kids, my nephews and nieces.
Now wait, Van, did something just slip? You have some secrets you want to talk about today?
I call them my kids because I'm responsible for them.
Okay, yeah, I know when you go home, you always go, take these trips and bring them stuff back and everything like that.
So that's why I said kids, but they're not biologically mine.
Yeah, I thought it was something going on, Van. I was going to say, let's talk about it here on Yes, It's Okay. No.
No, I just feel responsible for them. So I wanted to counteract the negative images that they saw, seeing people doing things of purpose, sowing into their lives and building people, because that's essentially what we're here for.
Right, and I know not only are you helping them, but you're also helping folks here in America, in California, because you gather up people to actually go to the Bahamas for the celebration of love. This is the 4th time you'll be doing this?
This is the 4th year. And the reason why I do that is because the Bahamians have such a huge respect for Americans and vice versa. So when you're exposed to different cultures, you walk away with something you never had before. And on top of that, the greatest thing you could ever do for yourself when you feel like you're being attacked is to be of service to someone else.
Right.
And it takes that tension and that negativity off of your life. And then all of a sudden, the things that you were fussing about, you notice that it doesn't even matter in the bigger scheme of things.
That's true.
So that's one of the reasons why I want different cultures to experience. And, because I have a huge family that I don't need the help, but I want people to come for the experience, share their talents, share their gifts, and hopefully both sides walk away with something.
I'm going to try to come along
I've been trying
on this endeavor. I've
been trying to get you to go for 4 years.
Oh, stop it. That is not true. He's lying. It has not been 4 years.
I'll say 2 then.
But no, I'm really going to try to make it out there because I lived in Florida, so close to the Bahamas. I even worked for a cruise line who offered very inexpensive trips for us, the employees, to go. Never took advantage of it. And now
you would love it.
I know.
You would love it.
My sister just went. She had a beautiful time.
Great.
She said beautiful people, beautiful water, great food. And I know one thing you do with Celebration of Love, for the community, you guys actually have food that you provide them? Ministry, go ahead.
Yeah, not only food, we provide food in terms of eating right on the spot, but we provide groceries because we know the #1 killer in terms of the world is heart disease, which is linked to bad food. So we have a nutritionist, and on a card, we prepare 6 or 7 different ways you could prepare a meal without being fried. And so not only do we give them that plan, but we give them the groceries to start them off with it.
Nice.
So I feel like you got to attack the family from all areas. You don't just say, oh, I'm going to do something for the kids, or I'm going to do something for the adults. You have an environment where everybody could get something, and then in a friendly environment where there's music, refreshments, concerts, bouncing castles, financial advisors, nutritionists, motivational speakers.
Nice. So financial advisors?
Yeah, because, one medical bill or one situation could wipe out a whole family. So we want to teach families how to not only save money, but how to have their money work for them. So we have Scotiabank, which is the largest bank in the Bahamas. We have them as our financial advisors, educating the family. Because in that environment, sometimes, they don't even own a bank account. And sometimes they're intimidated by the process. So to have someone in their environment where they could feel comfortable asking questions, it could lead to simple as open up a bank account or maybe trying to get a home or a business.
That's awesome.
So I want to have everything there in that environment where they feel comfortable, they feel safe to ask questions. And we have a huge concert too. That's another reason why I have people come from here, share their talents. So we're just massaging their hearts as the day goes along, and then we introduce God in the end.
I love it, Van. Maybe you guys could use me as a talent, and I could do a little song or something.
Sounds good. What do you do?
Well, I do a little Tina Turner. I do a little Aretha Franklin.
I don't know.
I'm
not sure about that.
Oh, that's all right. Robert isn't sure about that either. My segment co-host, he's so rude. But let's talk about, I know you're acting. Oh, and also if they wanted to find out more about the Celebration of Love,
Yes.
your website.
Yeah, there's a website, celebrationoflovefestival.com,
Okay.
and it has all the info, the dates and times, what we do, how we do it, why it was created.
And if people wanted to donate money to the cause,
Yeah, it's on the website
celebrationoflovefestival.com.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you did a movie, Children of God. I was saying how you just have this loving spirit. And even within the movie Children of God, which was a great film, I saw it. I went to Pan African Film Fest to see it.
Right.
It was awesome. Was that also in Bahamas?
Yes, it was shot in the Bahamas, but all of the director is a Bahamian, but the investors, the producers, the camera crew came from New York.
Wow.
So, and it was amazing because at first I was kind of apprehensive about it because the content, subject matter is kind of, well, it is not taboo, but it's a tough thing to talk about without getting emotional.
Right.
Because the movie deals with how the religious right view homosexuality. So in the movie you see two characters living what they think is the authentic life, and you see the objection to that.
A strong objection.
Right, and I'm one of the pastors in the beginning who has an objection to it. But I've learned a lot during this movie because, you know, when you grow up in a rough and tough neighborhood, you think that anything soft is not a man. And so, you know, I grew up with this hard exterior being a basketball player, football athlete. So, but on this movie, experiencing and seeing the way, even when we would walk around, we would do shoots in public and see the way that they're judged and belittled and sometimes frowned upon, it developed a deeper, stronger connection to say that, hey, everybody has their opinion on what they think it is, but God says to come in the name of love and no judgment.
Like John 3, chapter 3, verse 17.
Right.
Jesus did not come here to condemn,
What?
but to love. So, yeah.
And that's why I did the movie, because the character starts out one of the bashers, and then he gets to this place where he starts to challenge his congregation on what love truly is.
Right.
And it's that place. I was there already, but I grew even more through the process of the film because you see the torment that they go through.
Yeah.
And if I could do anything, it's basically to share my love and let them know that I cast no judgment. I'm here to love you unconditionally, and what can I do?
Amen.
So it was a huge, huge, huge eye-opening experience.
Yeah, and I know it sounds good to you guys, right? You're like, whoa, this is good stuff. Can we see? Can we see? Yes. Yes, you can see. We actually have a clip of Children of God, and it's footage of Van Brown. So you guys, take a look.
Founded on the Bible and founded on rights. Are we going to allow people to come in and tell us how to live? What's next? Are we going to allow a brother and sister to get married? The minute we open the door to one situation, everything else, we might as well just throw our hands down. That's it.
Do you ever feel like we're just wasting our time?
I'm here to protect my future and the future of my child.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. Just the backdrop of the movie, great. The concept of loving, not judging, awesome. Do you have anything to add to it?
Yeah, I mean, the body on the whole, I think the reasons why people don't accept Christ is because they have little information or misinformation. And sometimes the body does a disservice by giving misinformation, by coming in the name of judgment and putting their opinions on people. I think of becoming that spirit that Jesus came with, I think it would really, really change the culture.
Right.
Because you have to care about the human being first. Then you put what you know God wants you to do. but the human being has to know that they're safe in your environment first.
Absolutely.
So if you come with this rhetoric, they say, okay, I'm not going to listen to it. They shut down.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Instantly. They're like, okay, judging, don't want to hear it, don't have time. That's what I'm talking about. These Christians always judging, but if you come in the name of love, you know, with Jesus's mission, instead of Van's mission or LaCora's mission, because I've had some issues growing up with people like you, you know, you can't set all of that aside because it isn't about you at the end of the day. It's about someone's soul.
Right. And
so,
yeah, we got to prepare ourselves for ministries. I think we're so eager to go out there and change the world.
Yes.
But we don't spend time in our closets, because what I've learned is the only thing that the disciples asked Jesus to do was to teach them how to pray. I mean, they saw all of his miracles, but the only thing they asked was to teach him how to pray, because they noticed that he would spend 4 to 5 hours praying, and then he would automatically go into the town and take 1 second, cast out a demon. So they finally got it. They said, hey, if I spend 5 hours doing this, I just need 1 second doing that. So that's what we need to do. If Jesus is the example, then we need to follow Jesus and say, okay, I need to spend at least an hour or two praying, meditating on the Bible, and then the power will come to me in how to deal with situations in life.
Absolutely.
So
I love it. No, why are you laughing? It's true. Why are you laughing, Van?
I just this kindness in your eyes. It distracted me.
It's so true. But, and I'm thinking as you're talking, I'm like, Lord, geez, that's me. Because sometimes, and y'all, I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but it's like I'll pray. I'll get down on my knees. I'm at the edge of my bed and I'm praying, and I'm like, I'm falling asleep like after 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, don't down yourself for not, but you just keep pushing. I mean, there are certain days you don't feel like it.
Right.
But that's when it really counts the most, when you do it in spite of.
That's true. Oh, I want to talk about you as a poet.
Okay.
Love you as a poet, Van.
Thank you.
You were in a play that I acted in, and you did the intermission, and you have beautiful, beautiful words.
Thank you.
Everyone, all of my girlfriends that were there, they were like, oh, who is he? Who was that poet? Van Brown is the poet. So, talk to us. Where does this come from? And I want you to share some too. Well,
it comes from purpose, really, because the first poem I ever did was, I just experienced the breakup of a relationship of 4 years. And I just felt like I had to get it out on paper. But it was just emotions, it was nothing else. But the minute I got deeper into my faith and really started seeking God, so the way I would write a poem is I would get up 5 o'clock in the morning, pray to God, and then I would say, God, fuel me, and then I would write. So my writing, I feel, truly comes from God really fueling my talent.
Nice.
So, and I want everything I do to be of, glory to Him. So I don't write just for the sake of writing. I write because I feel like, obviously, there's healing that needs to be done in the world.
Yes.
And you could do it through words,
and
through music.
And inspiration as well. Yeah. Because your words, for me, I was like, Lord, that inspired me. That made me feel good. Like, maybe there is a fella out there that really feels this way. You know what I mean?
Because you have to move in the direction that you want to become. So we can't speak about the permanent, the state that we are in. We have to speak to the destination.
Declare it, declarations.
Right,
yes.
Because God says He's the only king that literally starts it, finish it, and then He gives it to you to start it.
Well, I want you to start your poem, My Queen. What is it, Van?
Letters to My Future.
Letters to My Future Queen.
Well, this came out of my pastor was challenging the men in the church to be stronger in terms of the way they view women, the way they interact, the things that they want. And so I used that, God placed it on my heart, and I just wrote something early in the morning, almost as a declaration to challenge myself.
Right.
To be, this is the man I want to become.
Right.
So to physically see it, then you know you have something.
Do you often reflect to it, like in the morning, at night, like once a week, once a day, anything like that?
And I'm constantly writing things, but it seems like it's always in that context of becoming that person.
And you're always becoming. Well, let's hear some of Letters to My Future Queen before the show ends.
Okay. Look forward to sitting across from you, sharing intimate conversations and awkward gestures. Yearn for the days you call laughing hysterically from my text messages. Proud to know you go to God, then summon me in your crisis. See, it's a myth that man don't have deep visions or thoughts about relationships and wedding days, because ever since I put a pencil to paper, I've thought about you. Woke up at night, giddy with excitement from dreaming about you. Your smile, your scent, or the way your head fits perfectly in the crease of my chest. You see, I made a decision. The moment upon your arrival, I was going to leave my representation at home representing myself. Ooh. Out of me flowing only the truth. Couldn't wait to tell you about the day my father died and how I wept. And sometimes I'm going to need moments to myself because I was reflecting on him. I want to know, was your father there? And if not, what was the cost? Do you still have scar tissues from your past love issues? I want to touch you there. Replacing those scar tissues with rose petals of love and loving you there. Because it's not your fault that he didn't cherish you. It's not your fault that he didn't acknowledge your God-given beauty. Because when I chose you, I chose all of you. The spontaneous mood swings, your laughter, your smile, your intelligence, the way you love me. I want to do kingdom things with you.
Lord, wait. Van, you say you want to do kingdom things. Lord, child, we all want to do kingdom things after hearing that, don't we? I'm just saying. You know what, Van? I loved it. I know everyone loved it. Do you have any last words for the viewers?
You got me so.
I'm sorry.
I just like, wow. Purpose is the only thing that matters. So seek God for your purpose, and your purpose makes your life become so simple because you choose your friends according to your destination.
Purpose. Remember that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was Van Brown. If you guys want to contact him, you could go to celebrationoflovefestival.com, or you could email me at Devon, D-E-V-O-N, brown@gmail.com. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is The Yes Show. I'm your host, LaCora Stevens. Catch us every Tuesday, 8:30 every Tuesday. And remember to utilize your gift to glorify God. God bless.
New JR! It's okay, it's alright. That is, if you in Christ Jesus, baby. Yeah. Woo! Jesus Christ. All day and all night, y'all. Yeah. Come on, y'all. JR, talk to him, man.
Hey, you was pushing that Cadillac and sitting on 24s. You always did it big, from the girls to your clothes. Homie, you had it all, money, power, and fame. Your life is so complete, you wouldn't change a thing. But on one rainy night, yes sir, this all would change. Lost control of the wheel, flipping madly insane. You'll never walk again, but yet you're still alive. So now you're asking God why with those tears in your eyes. You thought all hope was gone, but mama prayed you through. Spoke about the Son of God and how he died for you. You'll never be the same, God, you came to believe everything that Jesus said. Now your life is complete. So now you're quick to tell about the goodness of God and how he uses our trials just to open our eyes.